How was your break? What'd you do?
It was nice. It was peaceful. Relaxed. Got a little tan. Ate some food and had a few adult beverages.
Did you go anywhere exciting?
I went to the Bahamas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
CJ, how would you describe kind of your reaction to Dame having to miss a couple games at least?
I mean, you never want to see anybody go down. Like that's like one of my best friends, especially in the NBA. So I feel for him, how hard he works, and I know he wants to be out there. But at the same time, he's got to move cautiously, understanding it's the groin. The way he plays, explosive, left to right, step backs, north south. He's got to be careful. But I know he'll be back eventually, so we'll hold it down until he gets back.
What do you need to do, especially you in particular, to make sure you guys can keep picking up games when he's back?
Just play hard. That's the biggest thing. Play hard. Try to execute, keep the game close, and win it down the stretch. Protect home court, and just make sure I'm putting guys in the right position to succeed. I think that's the biggest thing. Dame does a lot for us offensively, calling plays and facilitating and scoring. So I have to do a little bit more of that. But at the same time, it's like one person isn't going to replace his production. We got to all, be better. We got to all be more solid and defensively. Really take the challenge to guard and give ourselves a chance.
How do you feel about your position right now with as many games as you've got left?
Considering how we've played this season and what's kind of happened, we're in a position to kind of control our own destiny. Win as many games as possible. We play Memphis twice. We got New Orleans tomorrow, and just take care of business. I think we got 15 games at home, so win at home and give ourselves a chance. All we can control is what we do. Really. Win as many games as possible and see what happens at the end.
Have you ever had an injury like Dame's had?
I pulled my groin when I was younger, running to first base. It was an awkward feeling, like doing anything hurt, like getting out of the bed, taking a shower, trying to sit in the toilet. Like the stuff you take for granted, you really get to see like how important like your whole body is.
That was high school you did that, or what?
No, I didn't play middle school.
Middle school.
You probably weren't rehabbing back then.
My rehab was like sit down, do nothing. Yeah, they just let it heal naturally. I didn't have any real like doctors to walk me through the process. Just sat out.
Probably played the next game, right?
I was out for a while.
Oh, you were? Okay.
Yeah.
You guys worked so hard and played so many games. How nice was it to have a break like that in the season?
I mean, probably as nice as it was for you guys to not have to come in here. It's the same feelings you have is the same feelings that we have. Like, 55 games in, 6 months basically of playing or practicing, every day or every other day. Rehabbing. Even when you don't have practice, you're mentally like you're shifting towards the next game, figuring out how to get your body ready. So it's nice to have a break.
CJ, where were you and when did you find out kind of that Dame's injury would last beyond the break?
Well, when I seen him in the locker room, in Chicago, I did a day in Chicago, so I knew he got an MRI. And I mean, I just understand the body, so I kind of knew with that type of injury you can't do it 5 days or 7 days because even when you feel good, like it might tweak it again. So I mean, I kind of knew before he even told me that it would be a little bit because it's an interesting part of the body and you have to be careful with it. So before he told me, I knew.
You're in the Bahamas with the Players Association, right? What were a few things you guys focused on or talked about?
A lot of the same stuff you're reading about, changes to the game. 7 seed versus the 10 and the 8 versus this and reseedings. Like we have to go over all that stuff to kind of gauge the rest of the league's temperature on, possible changes that could be made, what we like to see, if there's amendments that need to be done. We talked about the G League improvements we want to make upon the G League, similar to some of the improvements the WNBA is getting, but not to that magnitude, but just making sure that, players are getting more than $8 a day per diem, making sure they're not flying the same day as they are playing games, making sure that they have housing. All that stuff is important. There's a lot of stuff that people don't know about the G League in terms of what they go through as players, how they're treated, the practicing, how the team has your rights. You might make $30,000 a year, but in order to get bought out and go to Europe, you have to pay $50,000. Like, does that make sense for you to have to spend $50,000 when you don't even make $50,000 to get a buyout? And a lot of times the teams have your rights for 2 or 3 years. So there's just a lot of stuff that we're trying to change to empower the G League, talk about age limits, all of that stuff. Basically anything that could be changed in the game, we have to discuss it and get feedback from players.
What do you think of tweaking the playoff format or reseeding it? How do you feel about that?
I need to know more information about it, but I think it could be done. It could be a way to do it productively to where it doesn't punish the 7th seed, because you look at the Western Conference, the 7th seed, is pretty good. You know what I mean? Going to be close to 50 wins. And for them to have to play a one-game elimination and then possibly, lose the 7th seed, and then you have to play another game, you lose that, you're out of the playoffs. I think that's something that you have to really, really think about, because although 7 and 8 seeds usually don't beat the 1 or 2 seeds, it's still a valuable playoff experience that young guys could use, and all players in general. Like, it's an accomplishment to make it to the playoffs after performing that hard. And now this is kind of a reward for the team that wins 25 games or 30 games, and they have a chance to get hot and make a run. So it's just, you have to really think about how to get that done. I would probably be more in favor of the in-season tournament if they made it more similar to Europe. Having watched my brother play, like, doing it throughout a week as opposed to kind of breaking it up, I think if done right, if scaled right, if scheduled right, it could be productive and could continue to allow fans to be more interested, similar to the All-Star game.